Hello world, welcome back to my channel. My name's Paul. Part 2 in the Albany series. Now, as you can see, the weather's terrible. We've got a cyclone about to hit just north of Perth. They never get that far south, but it's going to bring some terrible weather. So what we're going to do today is run around and show you all the inside stuff. The last video was all the outside stuff. Now today will be all museums and old houses and things. But for now, let's roll the intro. Now, if I was to stop and show you every old building in this place, I'd need about 10 videos. But I did want to show you this absolutely beautiful. This was built in 1848, so it was like 12 years after they first settled here. But where that Brig Amity was, where they first settled in Albany, is just down here. So before all these buildings and everything were here, this church would have been the prime bit of real estate, just looking down at above the settlement. Found this little cafe up a side street near the Catholic Church, the Lavender Cottage. What an amazing breakfast. Give them a bit of a plug. This is the London Hotel behind me here. The original hotel on this site was the first hotel in Albany. This one was rebuilt in 1909. And this building behind me here, the original part up that end, I think is very, very old, but I can't find any information of it. But it's a lovely old Tudor style anyway. And now we're at the Museum of the Great Southern. This was the original settlement. The Brig Amity's just over there. But yeah, we'll go in and have a look. And we'll make the code word for here, museum. This is the old Convict Jail. Started construction in 1852 by convicts, and WA had a different system to New South Wales and Victoria. They looked at convicts coming here as a punishment, but in Western Australia they looked at it as rehabilitation, and the idea was to get the convicts out into society to build WA. So this is a beautiful old building. We'll go inside and have a look. And these are the cells. And when you think this is 150 years old, you can understand. But if you remember, guys, in the Geraldton video, the jail, pretty much exactly the same as this, was still in use until 1986, I think. You'll have to watch the video to be sure, but yeah. Scary. And we'll make the code word for here, convict. Hey guys, when most towns we go to, or not most, but quite a few towns we've been to, I've shown you the ANZAC Park, the memorial to all our soldiers lost at war, Australian New Zealand Army Corps, that's what ANZAC stands for. Well, this is the ANZAC Centre in Albany. First thing we're going to do is walk up the hill, go and see the memorial. And now we're at the convoy lookout, where the wives and mothers watched the soldiers take off for World War I. But isn't this just gorgeous, guys? Absolutely beautiful. I'd love to put the drone up, just a bit wet, but we'll make the code word for the whole of the ANZAC area, ANZAC. And poor old Mark's just walked up the hill. And now that he's got here, I'm going to tell him it's too wet to put up the drone. He didn't have to come up here anyway. And if we look down here, guys, that's Emu Point where we were yesterday. I think you can even see it in this lens just along there. This typical old army shelter. Friends of ours had Aboriginal communities where they actually built these for them before they built houses, but this one's the HMAS Perth Discovery Centre. we look up the hill here, guys, every one of these little signposts has got 3 or 4 ships on it, and they were all part of the first convoy taking soldiers to go and fight in World War I. And this building's a replica of the original barracks. The original barracks was 1893, yes. This one was built in 1988. Let's go inside and have a look. Now, and this room's really quite impressive. All these photos are from the excavations in France from World War II, and the ghosts of all the soldiers. Really, really quite impressive. Well, now we're at the actual ANZAC Centre. I'll go in a minute. Look at this. I wish I could put the drone up, but as you can see, it's raining a bit. Not bad, but enough to get into the motors of the drone. And this is the actual National ANZAC Centre. Let's go in and have a look. Oh. So everyone's walking around with their phones in there filming stuff, but because I got a camera on a gimbal, I'm not allowed in there. But anyway, that's alright, but I can't understand, like some of those phones, iPhones and things, cost more than my camera and gimbal put together. But that's alright. Beautiful spot anyway. Come and have a look, guys. And if you remember the picnic at Kings Park video, I showed you the Avenue of Honour. This is the Avenue of Honour for Albany. So every one of the trees up here was planted for someone who lost their lives in World War I and World War II, I think, but it might have gone up to Vietnam and things as well, Korea, all the places that we fought. And remember in Mount Barker I told you all about the Apex charity and the lookout they had there. This is the Apex lookout in Albany, and I keep showing you lookouts, guys, but these views, even in this camera, you must be able to see how gorgeous. Oh, golf course down there. That's Emu Point over there again, where we were yesterday. Stunning. I'd love to put the drone up, guys, but it's, you know, just sprinkling. As soon as I put the drone up, it's going to start to pour, because you look at those mountains over there, you can't see them. You can see it actually raining there. So you're just going to have to put up with me. And Mark's having a quiet run at the Albany Hotel. This brings back some memories. Rainy day in Albany, getting on the piss. But it was a bit rougher back then. Well, I brought Mark down here to help me, and it took 2 days, but I found out actually something that he can help me with. We're at the Lime Burners Distillery. He'll be able to taste the whiskies for me, and it's considered the best whiskey in the Southern Hemisphere by Jim Murray, who writes the Whiskey Bible. So let's go and see what Marcus thinks.
Let's do it.
Well, I had planned on interviewing someone here at the, but they're not allowed to be disturbed, apparently, so I'll just show you a bit of here. That's the distillery in there. It actually smells very hoppy. It smells like homebrewed beer, really. Well, that really was a fun few days, guys. My neck's still a bit sore, but it's a lot better. See the doctor tomorrow, so hopefully he's going to let me go back to work. So I won't be able to do the movies as often as I have been. It'll go back to the once a fortnight like we were before, but I'm getting a bit bored sitting at home. It's great making these movies, but for the rest of the week when I'm sitting at home doing nothing, it's driving me mad, and I can't ride the bike with my neck, things like that, and I'm kind of stuck. But that's enough of my whinging. If you don't know what the code words are for, guys. I'll put a link up here to the movie that describes how you can win a Mavic Mini drone. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the Mag Dog icon up there or the subscribe button down below. Give me a big thumbs up and we'll see you in the next one.